All hail the chair. Do 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 dun dun dun. Everybody, yeah. Don't stop, get it, get it. Watch me never get. Ha 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 ha. Don't stop, get it, get it. Is that better? Oh yeah, no. So if green, I think green means louder and blue means less loud. I'm just gonna double check that. Nope, nope, does not mean that at all. We're gonna try blue instead of green today. I have no idea what that does. We're gonna be working on the troll some more today. Starting with cleaning up, we're gonna fucking paint on him from my thumb at one point yesterday where I wasn't paying attention. Go me. Need my fucking phthalo blue to start. Last night, metal we fight. Black metal. Black metal. Black metal. Black metal. Venom is so cheesy. I love it. Black metal. Metal. Black metal. It sounds so weird in the VOD when it's just me saying black metal over and over and over again. Down very thin here. Got a bit of Mars. I got a very small amount of Mars black mixed into my phthalo blue now. Get some really dark shadows established. Excuse me, sorry. Last step. Last step. Let a moment to dry. Hmm. I'm going to come up with a highlight color for my dark green area. Excuse me. And we're going to come in and we're going to start doing our highlights. Using a chromium oxide.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah, Mark. Hello, Dr. Eggsman. You want to know something really funny about that joke that you just made? That movie, the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, were filmed 12 kilometers from where I live, on the same island I live on. Neighboring town. Literally was filmed in the neighboring town. It was actually filmed in the same town my girlfriend, or my fiance, went to high school. But you do look like Eggman, though. Is it because my head is shaped like an egg? Or is it the aggressive mustache sideburns combo? Why not both? Ooh. I'm liking the way this green is working as the highlight in the shadows, because it's giving us that kind of more desaturated feel. Probably doing way more on the back than I need to, but you know what? I don't know. I'm afraid. What if the judge spins my model? Afternoon, Stelitzer. It's not even 10 a.m. here yet, but afternoon to you. Okay, so we're gonna have to do a lot of stupid pointillism stuff, but it's gonna be worth it. Excuse me, sorry. I'm trying to not cough because it hurts a lot. Sorry, I'm just thinking. It's never a good sign when you're painting. If you gotta think when you're working. But Desperado. That looks pretty rad. A little bit of water, reload the brush, flow it nicely, and then we're going right back in.
in there really tight right now. Tiny little dots, highlights, and just working colors up.
Correct. You about 10 Canadian dollars a piece. They cost me nothing. It was a sponsored. They sponsored the original shipment, but they were $10 in Canada dollars. Hey, get away from my coffee, you fucking little shit! Fucking fruit fly. Or $10 a piece, so they're about half the price of the Vallejo Pro modelers. Which is also a big selling point for me. Like, these ones have lasted me long enough that I'm gonna give I'm giving a couple of the new ones to a friend of mine because they're doing really, really good in their painting, and like their studio, like they're another Canadian local painter. So I'm gonna hook them up with some brushes because I was like, dude, you're fucking killing it, and you're at the point now. You should get yourself some proper brushes. So I've got some extra ones. Someone did the same thing for me when I was starting out, right? Like when I was in my early 20s, I remember a guy gave me like when I was trying to get better at painting, a guy gave me a Windsor Series 7 that he had. There's a brand new one that he's like, yeah, it's just I don't care for this size, so he's like, here, you take it. So it's trying to do the same thing for someone. But yeah. If you would like Stellets, I can post a link in chat to them. I don't have a code for them or anything yet, although I think when you order, they have a how you heard about us, and if you throw my name in there, it's probably gonna help me get an affiliate code. Because so originally, how it happened is I actually reached out to Fenris asking if they were looking to expand their affiliate program, and asked if I could get a code, and they're like you're kind of a little bit smaller than we'd normally take, but like they're like we'd love to do a one-off brush sponsorship with you, and I was like, hell yeah. And they sent me a really awesome swag bag. Yeah, Fenris has been awesome to work with so far. But I also wanted it to like I didn't want to like bullshit you guys on anything. Like you guys see me using the same brushes day in, day out. And I felt like it was really important to give them an honest and proper review. So I beat the shit out of them for 5 straight months, working them as hard as I do. And at the end of it, I was impressed. Yes, I'm also going to throw in, I know a lot about brush restoration and I take good care of my brushes. You guys don't see that part on stream, that I have proper brush soap and that I use conditioners and I reshape my brushes regularly. Like I do put extra levels of care in, but it doesn't change how hard I work them. I mean, one of these got super glue in them. You guys remember, it was how many days ago did I get super glue in one of them? And it was able to restore from that. Like, so it's you got to also recognize too. There's an element of I know what I'm doing, but I felt like it was a good testament to the brush themselves because I can't get. There are other natural fiber brushes, as they like to advertise as, that I can't do that with. Yeah, they're about 7 US or 10 Canadian Stellets. They are the cheapest Kalinskis you're gonna find.
I think my assumption is that they're going to be a loss leader or something.
No, right? Yeah, they're just the Fenris Workshop brand Kolinsky Sables.
I also feel like I feel like I'm trying to be super honest in the fact that like this is they sponsored me.
I'm just trying to make sure that that part is super upfront, and I'll actually ask, did that come through in the video, or did I make it seem like I paid for them? Because I'll actually go back and do another post making sure to clarify that they were sent to me for free, not that I bought them. I don't want to be misleading people. That's like actually one of my biggest fears about doing anything sponsored.
I'll also say,
You just said they're badass and you can't recommend them enough. They are, and I do recommend them. They're really good.
that is what I wrote. Yes. And I do recommend them. And you know what? I will say I stand by them. I just also want to always lay out a level of expectation that it's like I have very, very good brush care skills. Also, fun fact:
I didn't actually have to do the video or anything with that. I just had to post a picture of the brushes when I first got them. That one was a bonus one that I just chose to do because I was impressed. But yeah, no, they're really good. I like my brushes. Anytime anybody tells me they're looking for brushes, I do recommend these ones to them because of the price. And I think that the price point is part of why I recommend them as much as I do, right? Like I've had other Kolinsky brushes that are the same quality, but I've no worries, dude. Have a good one.
Catch you on the flip side and wishing you a fun trip to the store. If you're going for a game, may the dice be in your favor, and if you're going for models, may the sales be in your favor.
La-di-da-di, we like to party, don't make me get money and platinum my body.
And pointillism might be the most boring way of painting. Hashimoto, how you doing? We're working on parts of the models that I'm not even sure the judges are gonna see. Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, I have something fun to show you guys. If anyone wants to see, I changed my follower alert. It's significantly less offensive. Here, I'll show. You guys can see. Hello, Berserk. Slick Rick and Outcast is on this jam. Apparently, other Mark UK, you like the new alert? I'm not calling you other Mark. You were here first. Other Mark didn't reply. Less offensive? Shunk dunk 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 noo noo. Again, I was using people asked me how I figured out my gendered analytics, and it's Instagram that tells you it. But after figuring out that my audience is roughly 65% female, I felt the need to change my I kind of felt the need to change my follower alert. I'm gonna be honest. When I was calling a bunch of guys cuts of fuckable meat, it was funny, but you know, when it's not appropriate to be saying that to my female audience. But today marks the end of an era. I might bring Atom Smasher back as a tier 3 sub. Yeah, I was a bit surprised to find that out, Hashimoto. Especially considering that Twitch is something like 80% men and it's 90-something% men dominating the hobby, which means that the statistics here are completely out of fucking whack. Oh, I got all 3 marks. If I collect 2 more marks, do you guys form a Megazord? Guys with man boobs don't count as women. Imagine. Mighty Morphin Markazoid. Sounds like the world's worst action figure. Not gonna lie. My parents bought me a Mighty Morphin Markazoid. It'd be like probably in line with most of the gifts I got, honestly. Alrighty, we are continuing to do little dots. It's exciting stuff, people. So, Mark, how have you been enjoying the dual retirement? You and your wife gotten sick of each other yet? Yeah, they're frightening, I think, with the rotating heads of the necromongers from the Riddick films. I know, Hashimoto. I'm making a joke. It's I'm not being serious. It takes a I mean, I'd say it takes a while to get used to, but I still work, so I can't relate. We call what I do work. Cam's out of focus, by the way. That's my face cam. It's not that important. As long as this camera is as long as the paint camera's focused, it's fine. You can't see my ugly mug, you know. Yeah, I'm pretty good with that, I think, for the green on the back. We call what I do work. I mean, Hashimoto, I'm a full-time miniature painter and Twitch streamer. I kind of have a bit of a dream job. I do work. I'm not gonna actually downplay it. What I do is work, and a lot of like it requires a specialized skill set, but it's also, I'm talking to my buddy who's a plumber the other day, right? I'm like, he's like acknowledging, he's like, your job's difficult. And I was like, dude, your job's way fucking harder than what I do at the end of the day. Like, you don't have to pretend that turning on a camera and being, somewhat entertaining for 5 hours a day is really the hardest job in the world. And it's okay, because I do what I love and I paint toys and. Well, okay. Gonna Yeah, you're welcome. It's important. I mean, it was something you were really excited for, and you're around here often enough that I can kind of keep tabs of what's going on. I'm gonna be honest, I can't do that for everyone, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna try to do it with everybody, but if you're somebody who's been around the channel for a long time and we communicate on a semi-regular basis, I do try to remember. Kind of, it's what makes people feel like it's kind of what makes people, like, in my opinion, want to come back, right? Is it gives them that feeling of, oh, they're actually listening. Proof progress. None. Other than they've knocked on the door while I've been live twice, and I've been like, guys, like, you can't just show up unannounced while I'm working. I'm not turning my fucking cameras off. And they don't want to be in here while I'm recording. Mostly because they figured out both times that they've been in the home, I've set up cameras on them almost immediately to catch them saying dumb shit. Yeah, we're seeing no progress on that. But now we're also having plumbing issues. So, yay. Never rains when it floods. Exactly. We're going to be moving out of here pretty much as soon as the lease is up, I think.
Nice sweep, no sweep. Give your balls a tug.
And there's the third. There we go. All 3 marks. I think I gotta get this mounted on the plinth soon. And there we go. Sorry, guys. Welcome in, Jinxie. Holy shit, with the streak. We just came through and did the highlighting on the back here. Smoothed out a bit of the skull, like where the skin comes up to the skull. I don't know what I did there to get that right, looking like that, but that's perfect. You know when you accidentally just nail something? Look at that. Genuinely, just accidentally got it perfect. So I'm not allowed to touch anywhere in this vicinity. I feel like the whole back of the head, other than maybe the brain, don't touch it. This is all right now. Could probably add a lighting effect on some of these boils to make the ones on the back a little bit darker. And then I just have to do some touch highlighting of cobalt in this area. And then I think we're done the skin. Like, I genuinely think we're done the skin. I also then came in and fixed some of the lighting by bringing in some more phthalo blue. So one of the key things you're going to see is that, oh, I corrected the lighting and brought it in under the eye where it should have been here. So like the top of the eyelid now has more blue to it, which then helps really get that eyeball to pop. And same thing over here. Got an even heavier shadowing on the eye because that's in shadowing and so that's going to be a double shadow. And I remember double shadows. This is an absolute testament to learning lighting and texture, and thank you everybody who has helped out with the process and has been hanging out during it, because I swear I've wanted to throw this thing at my monitor more times than I can count. Each and all of you have kind of kept me sane and enjoying it. I need something a little bit darker for a few of these areas now. So I need a slightly darker highlight tone. Take the tiniest touch of phthalo blue. I think that's going to be the right color here now. We can do this, people. Absolutely. We can do it. How's everybody doing this morning? Happy Monday. People wanna come up and they want telling me smoking crack cocaine is better than Sensi. You're popping that shit, yo, I'm sick of it. Weekend every weekend, yo, we just can't take it. Whoa, whoa, we don't want plastic. I want plastic. That's not what he's referring to when he says plastic. I need cast resin. I am doing cast resin right now. Okay. I'm gonna clean my brush out here really quickly. Hey, that looks so freaking good. It looks so good. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Can't wait to see this in person. I can't wait for all of you guys to see it because I am very proud of how it's turning out. And I mean, it's gonna be I like as much as I am excited to see how I perform, there is probably a specific level of joy that's gonna come from being able to say, you know, you you helped your student win their first award, right? Like I feel like being a part of the journey of helping someone else get there is probably just as rewarding, which is really cool. But yeah, I'm so excited to show this off to people because the skin turned out. There's a couple areas I'm like thinking about touching right now, but really I just need to paint these fucking faces and then do the eyes. It's faces. I need to do these faces. I need to go in and fix his eyes up and then just get the brain done. And then I need to mount him and I need to get the boils to look a bit more cool. So let's start. You know what? I'm going to try doing something that I haven't done yet on this model. Use a very, very thin amount of blood for the blood god because you know what, GW? You make a great gore FX. And there it is. And what we're going to do when it dries is we're going to hit just a tiny little bit of gloss over that one section just to make sure that the brain always reads as wet. I don't even know what I just did there, but now it looks like it's ripped through the fatty tissue. What the fuck was... What? What is that? What is that effect other than amazing looking? Didn't mean to do that, but I'm not gonna run away from it. Here we go. Gonna put some gore in the eyes to make it look like they've been pecked out. Okay, what am I gonna do now? I'm gonna take a tiny little bit of ivory on the palette and just do some touch highlights on the one face, but I think this head's almost done too. Crap, got a bunch of white paint all over my fucking glove. Give that a moment to not get any of that on the model, because I already did that once and really fudged it up. Okay. Okay, that face looks really cool, and she looks like a blow-up doll, so we gotta fix that. I guess I also gotta do the beards. Am I wrong? It's the overly circular red lips doing the... Oh, and I got a hook coming through the head right here, so that's gonna be the last thing I'm gonna need to finish him off, is I'm gonna need to paint the hook area. From the Holy Grail. Are there any women here? I again, Mark, were you here for it? We finally did it. We finally did it. Oh yeah, you were here for that, Mark. We talked about doing that yesterday though. But I made the switch over this morning. You were here, dude. It's not even. Oh, it's almost 11 now. I've been painting for over an hour. Holy shit! Getting coffee, no worries. I'm just finishing up the scar on the forehead. Coffee an hour ago and forgot to bring it with me. I did not make enough coffee today. I ran out of coffee already. And it's not even noon yet. The way Ogre Troll is so much better now than when you started. Lessons are paying off. They really are. They really are. Jinx is a really good teacher. She seems to she gets self-conscious, seems to think that she's like doesn't explain things that well, but like it's actually the flip side where it's explained in like very, very layman's terms. So yeah, I found the lessons have helped a lot. I mean, a lot of it is just kind of guidance on where to go or how to introduce specific colors or where I can benefit from using more colors. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna introduce a little bit of pink over all the yellow areas here like this. And then I'm gonna redo them. And let's just add some more depth to the yellow, make it more interesting. Yeah, she's been. Sorry, I missed the reply. Oh, I just said the coaching's been really good, and Jinx is a really good teacher. And that, yeah, very good at explaining things in layman's terms. A lot of the lessons have been just, mostly going over like how to work colors in, and just honestly, like when you're getting painting lessons, a lot of it is you just needing a second set of eyes to tell you it's like, hey, I don't think this is working, because we go blind on our own work. Actually, even after applying this pink over the boils, I'm not sure I'm going to make them yellow again. Actually, kind of prefer this. But I appreciate that, Mark. I feel the lessons are paying off. And, like, I, I wouldn't keep getting them if I didn't think that I was benefiting from them. You know what's upsetting now is we got to do the milky eyes, I think. I don't really want to redo the eye. I might actually doing the eye. That's probably what I'm going to work on today in the lesson. I'm going to hold off on the eyes until I've got somebody directly there talking me through it. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do later. Is I'm going to get you to help me with the eyes because. Oh, that's also something I will mention. If you are ever looking to get coaching done, it helps if you have an idea of what you want to work on going into a lesson. Like they can, they'll obviously they can assess where you're at and give you ideas and exercises. But the best thing you can do is honestly to go in with an idea of what you want to work on and, you know, start with that. Okay, I'm gonna put some Ruddy Terra down. This is a good beard color. What I'm going to do here, just introduce a little bit of texture in the beard with tiny, thin little lines. We're going to repeat that several times of just tiny little stripy stripes until we have hair texture built up. And yes, it's going to be as annoying as it sounds. But eventually it'll look like a beard. And then, yeah, we're going to do her face. I don't really know what to do with this one right now. I'm kind of running into a bit of issue on the flesh tone. I'm going to push a bit paler. Try maybe glazing some textures into it. Hey, there we go. That's actually starting to work really quickly. Hey, hers is coming together now too. Those lips are too red though, still. But what I'm gonna have to do here that will help that out is if I come a little bit of black. At least get it to look like her mouth is. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna come back in and same thing. We're gonna do the pecked out eyes. Severed heads don't keep their eyes very long, though. They're usually the first things to go. Birds like eyeballs. How freshly dead is she? At more than a week, or probably about 5, 6 days. So anything, typically anything after 48 hours won't have eyeballs, though. Crow, I'm just saying, crows really like eyeballs. But right now, I'm working on kind of establishing the skin tones, and I'm going to work some putrefaction in because I want it to be about 5, 6 days. So pretty gross, pretty gruesome. But this goes in, and then I'm going to glaze it out and work some of that out, so it's more so just sunken into the socket. You know, we did green on the other skull, so or on the other one, so we're gonna do a bit of a different style of deadhead or a different kind of putrefaction, which is where are you hiding on me? Oh, there you are. Ow. Oh, god dang. I don't know why I'm getting pains in my sternum. I didn't get hit in the sternum. Only started like 2 or 3 days ago. I love that that's a question we have to ask on this stream. How freshly dead is she? Maybe my content is kind of graphic. Give that a moment to try. I mean, I have been told before that my content can be kind of gruesome or grotesque or, even borderline offensive. And I've never really agreed with that statement. And then I'm just sitting here being like, well, how freshly dead is she? Like, what's the level of putrefaction? And I was like, huh, maybe it is graphic. I mean, I still personally don't think it's that bad. And before I even bother doing the blonde hair, I'm just going to pull ink into it because it's going to look good and it's going to help me get some interesting shadows. Which is my favorite? Where is my chance to move your buttocks and stick it in my pants? Cause I wanna say what's for sale, what's for free. Even then, just bringing that pink into the hair looks way better. And also, now that the boils are dried, the ones on the front will highlight, but the ones on the back we're going to leave as is because then that way we'll have different colored boils and they'll be slightly more interesting. Well, while I'm waiting for her to dry, I'm going to do the boils. My finger discount. What's for sale? What's for free? And there we go. We start getting... I think these two need to be highlighted too. Those ones are the last two I'm going to do because they are just too dark. Here, I'm going to do dot highlights on them so that way they get all three colors showing. Like such. I'm pretty proud of myself right now. I'm pretty fucking proud right now. Okay. Water. And there we go. I'm being really quiet right now, guys. I apologize about that. I'm just doing lots of blazing. I will be right back 1 second, though. I need to go and feed the cat and use the washroom. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. I'm getting to the point where I want to just be done this model, but I'm trying to not phone it in on the last couple of details. Like I have to paint a head and 2 meat hooks and the eyes, and then it's actually done. This was way further along than we thought it was. That 80% was much closer to 90-95. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm like, eh. And I will stay strong. I do have this. The last colors down that I need here. Okay. And the beard's looking good now. I just have to do one final thing on the beard. Here we go. Got the beard done. Why am I just burning out on this so quickly? Why does the last 5% feel like it's just like, eh. The last 5% is always the hardest. It feels like something just came together though on the face, like that last round of highlights. It feels like it just pulled together. So that's a good feeling again too. That's not bad. Is that gonna read? Okay. Back to the face. Okay. I'm getting a lot of glare off my camera, so that's reading actually not correctly right now. I'm gonna have to fix this. That's better. Now we're getting true color we're getting pretty true color representation. That's looking awesome. Smalls, I think I'm like I think I'm at about 95, 96% done. Like I think it's done today. I think I was saying yesterday, I think I can finish it this month. I think today I'm hitting the point where I'm like, I think I can finish it today. Also, welcome in, Smalls. Hope you're doing well. You absolute gem.
Never put me in your box if you shitty tapes.
Been lurking for about half an hour while I got dinners made. Ooh, appreciate that. You going live later, or are you just having a chill day today? Been a pretty chill one so far today. Mostly just music and painting. See what time I get my feet cleared and chores finished. Where you got to get the kids off to bed. Those of you that don't know, Mr. Small Parts is also Mr. Mom. The full package deal.
Oh, Jesus, I didn't even realize she has a hook through her whole fucking face.
The old hook through the face, huh? You forgot she's got a hook through the face, you know?
To be fair, I thought it was hair at first.
Gonna hurt my ribs if I keep bobbing like this, but I don't want to stop bobbing because I really like this song. This is exactly how I got hurt at Skafest. With that exact sentiment. I don't want to stop because I really like this song. Gonna say if you if you're If you're when you are here for a moment, I got something fun I can show you, Smalls, because you were talking about Frenzel Romp, and they're one of those bands that I personally think they're just the fucking best. It's just so underappreciated on the larger international stage, and yeah, so like I've actually got like one of their records up on the wall. And I have one of their skateboards. Do I have the skateboard handy? I've literally got a Meet the Family Frenzel Romp skateboard, and then I've got yeah, we've got one of the greatest pop punk albums of all time, Forever Malcolm Young. Like, if anybody in here If anybody in here ever wants to feel like a 16-year-old again, thrashing around town on your skateboard, Forever Malcolm Young is like the album to do it to. Just yeah, just looking at it right now, so many gems on this album. I'm gonna throw some Frenzel Romp on just for that. But yeah, you bringing them up the other day. I think you're probably the only other person I've ever spoken to who's brought them up just in conversation. They are a band that like here no one know, like they're a hidden gem here. Couldn't have a complex because he wrote from with a fucking half together. I'll take underrated obscure punk bands for 100. Awesome. And I think Frenzel Rom will probably go over better than the King Diamond marathon we did the other day. That King Diamond, unfortunately, as much as I love them, I think first time I heard them was one of the Fat Wreck Chords compilations. First time I heard them was because I was a teenager and one of my friends knew I was into like really edgy stuff and just sent me the album cover for Dick Sandwich, and I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my life. And to this day, I still think Dick Sandwich is one of the best fucking album covers. I'd get it on a T-shirt if they would release it, if they'd release it. But yeah. So I looked them up after that, and like I think I heard "Punch in the Face," and it was like what? The old Fat Wreck compilations were great. I miss that when like albums or when label samplers used to be a big thing. It was a great, like one of my favorite parts of the 90s 2000s was they used to do this big thing where albums were like essentially, for anybody who might not know or the younger kids in here, record labels used to release compilation albums with just one song from all of like a bunch of their artists to try and like get people to discover new music from things they might already like, up to an up to and as far as like you have like the Roadrunner United album where they didn't even get to play with their own bands, and it was just everybody from the label got teamed up with other people from the label to write and record songs. Roadrunner United was a really cool album. There was one of my favorite CDs I ever had growing up was called Not Your Buddy Volume 1. Not Your Buddy Records was a local punk label growing up. I don't know if they're still doing stuff, actually. I should look into that, because Not Your Buddy was awesome. Write down poetry, then make your face look sad. You think that Brian Molko has the answers, but he's just another billionaire who knows his life is good. He makes $1.20 every time you feel misunderstood. It's been a long time since you were 13 and you walked outside and you thought that things were cool. Whoa, whoa. I also will say Frenzel Romb is one of the best bands for doing vocal exercises. You can, if you, one of the ways I used to practice being able to speak before stream was to sing along with very difficult or wordy songs. Brian's Problems Here was one of the ones I used to do. Great vocal exercise. Been a long time since you were 13 and you thought that things were cool. Whoa, whoa. Like on top of the drummer being an octopus, all of them were absolute madmen. Like I want to go on the fact that like Jay is way too old to be running around stage like he does and singing as fast as he does. Like I don't know if he has a third lung stashed somewhere on him, but like he has unreal breath control. And he's so high energy, like he's just running and jumping nonstop. Reckless After Dark. And I know it seems like yesterday that we went to the beach and punched the shit out of some guy for no reason other than he looked funny. Ruger, welcome in. We are having hope you're having an excellent day. I apologize, ads are about to hit right meow, but welcome. We are working on our bust for SMC. Do you paint miniatures as well? So do you do like Warhammer or Gunpla? Do you do we found a lot of new bands from skate videos. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say too, what was that song? I can hear it right now from Jason Lee's Blind Days video. It's I think did Dinosaur Jr. do one of them? I think one of them. No, what is it? I'm now I'm gonna be upset because now I have to watch it. Well, no, I'm not upset. Now I just have to watch the Blind Days video later. There was I think scrolling around Twitch TV to steal some painting ideas. Well, you're in the right place if you want to steal some art ideas. I am happy to help out and happy to suggest some things. We do art here 99% of the time. What are you looking to paint? Or what are you looking to work on? It's pretty hard to find non-Warhammer painting streams. I do paint a lot of Warhammer as well. However, this is my SMC entry, so this is going to be a little bit more focused. So while I like doing Warhammer, I also really like doing busts. I like doing scale models. Also, yeah, gonna say if you're ever looking for non-Warhammer painting, Jinxed Art, whom you may or may not know, is phenomenal and actually very rarely does Warhammer. Going from Frenzel Romp to German hip hop. Why not? I'm a painter of over 4 years, but you mostly do big models. Ooh, hell yeah. Do you have any photos of your work? The bust painting community is like bust painting is a completely different beast. So I have been it's kind of fun to be interacting with the I almost consider it to be the fine art side of miniatures and model painting. So anything like, you know, anything over that 72 millimeter scale is really you are getting into the fine art side of it. As it no longer is about just, I'll show you. Like I can do some cool stuff with Warhammer, right? But you can only express yourself so much in that smaller scale before you start running out of room. I appreciate that. My painting style is so I've been painting since 2012, although I've been taking it pretty seriously for about 4 or 5 years now, and I've been running a professional studio for just over 2.
But I appreciate you saying that.
Right now, this is so display painting as a style is so stressful, but also it's kind of funny. Like I can normally talk a lot while I'm working, but then this is so unfamiliar to me that I kind of clam up a lot. So I apologize if I go silent at all here. But yeah, you like if you are liking the style, I appreciate that. I'm hoping to have this finished either today or maybe tomorrow. But so this project has been predominantly done using single pigment paints. There's been a few things I've needed for convenience color in my kit. But mostly using a I also have some Warhammer armies painted, but at some point I'm losing passion, need to finish the models. Honestly, Kruger, I feel the same way. Like I paint Warhammer because like my friends are into it and I like the wargaming aspect. I don't really care about Warhammer lore. I don't. I'm genuinely in the same boat. I get asked lore questions and I can't answer them. I like doing large scale because it allows me to express myself more as an artist. However, I do a lot of Warhammer. I don't think I've ever seen Mark do under 72 millimeter, but he also does 100 and 125 or 100 and 120 mil. Like we're talking like almost statue scale. Which is funny because like the troll here is in 72 mil scale, but the goblin's in 100 mil scale. But I mean, it's also because goblins are significantly. Well, yours is like mine's 2 meters tall. That is quite large. So you do like full blown statue painting. Statue painting is really cool. That's something I would get into if I could find work in it.
Uh, Jinx from Arcane took me. Do you have a link to it or a picture from your Instagram? I would love to see that. We are link friendly in here, so I'd love to take a look at that. I fucking loved Arcane. Dude, my only gripe with Arcane is that it wasn't longer. And it's very rarely my complaint is that I didn't get more. But I felt in the third season, or I felt in the second season, they pushed the plot just a bit too quickly, and it could have benefited from being slowed down and having certain scenes fleshed out. Man, Arcane was so good. And like Ella Purnell did such a good job as the voice of Jinx.
Just seeing a few spots on this I want to highlight still.
No worries. Take all the time you need. I don't expect people to always just be link ready when I ask if they want to show their stuff off. So absolutely no stress. This is gonna be, and I'll be here for a while. I mean, I got I'm using almost pointillism, so not exactly been fast to paint this.
And I'm seeing where I'm at. My Insta. Don't have a good photo phone. Don't worry about that. I'm actually not really great for my photography either. So. Ooh. That's gorgeous. Is that a battle beast? Is that battle beast? I'll bring this up on stream. Is that battle beast? That's awesome. Yeah, Jinx looks phenomenal. Good job on that. Good Predator. But Lich King, Predator. Dude, your work's great. Leonidas. Great use of texture. Absolutely caked up. Terminator. Dude, great work.
Really like how you do hair, by the way. That's stunning. It's some phenomenal work. But yeah, you really good. Oh fuck. Oh god. Sorry. You're not gonna. My ribs are still sore. Who'd have thought that one week later, broken ribs haven't healed yet? I want to learn to paint like you, to be honest, but thanks. Is exactly what I. Thank you. Well, if you are looking to learn to paint like me, I am hilariously. I take painting lessons from Jinx Art. She's been helping me develop and refine my style for a bit here now. With this one, this has been a test in texture and also like in using a lot of single pigments and lots of blending. But I mean, I'm also 90 hours into this piece now, so it has been a testament to my patience as well. I'm so ready to be done. It's funny because we've had to pivot on this a couple of times. Exactly what I like. So, because yeah, so what I'm trying to, if essentially I'm trying to learn I'm trying to learn hyperrealism and photorealism, right? Which is, I think, what every artist, especially in the miniature style, wants to learn. And the biggest thing that it's I would actually say, like, especially on the comparison of the styles, the way you painted your Saruman is probably the most in line with how I paint, as that is using a metric ton of texture. And it's a weird thing how the use of texture is what actually ends up creating the smoothness on the model. Pascal Ruse helped, like, again, also another great artist who kind of helped my like understanding of that click a bit better. That the more texture I created, the smoother it looked. But when I'm doing my display work, it's very much just tiny little dots and slashes and lots of texture and trying to figure out light sources. But I mean, my style is also a bit defined by a couple of things, right? Like I use a lot of tattooing principle and how I like set myself up, and how I will do a lot of my my lines. I take a lot from Mike Mignola, in the silhouetting, and then I also am just like a big fan of like Munsell theory of color. So it's the other thing too, is like when you can start learning outside of the color wheel and start learning like color tree or color sphere, or seeing if there's other ways of understanding color that works better for you. So learning to understand color in a three-dimensional space is been extremely beneficial to me. But like there's, again, it's like just something we talk about lots on the channel is there's like the different ways you can create texture, even, or the different ways you can create contrast, right? Like in early painting, we often think, put your, if you put light beside dark, but you can also do clean beside dirty. You can do textured beside smooth. You can do textured beside different textured. You can do saturated next to desaturated. There's a lot of different ways you can create a contrast on your models. But I appreciate you saying that. That's extremely kind. And, you know, you've got an incredible style too. It's just the beauty of art, right? We all grow, we all refine and develop and create a style as we go. Mine is very much about creating and combining the bright colors of comic books with the, you know, understanding of photo, or with the, I don't know. My goal is always to try and create and bring the vibrant colors of a comic book into a way that they will read as realistic and photorealistic, even. So I don't know. I just almost kind of surrealist. But I also do run my studio full time, right? So this is all I do. Start working in the blonde hair. And honestly, the skin on that is looking way better too. The hair's looking better. The severed heads look pretty good. We're pretty much just to the eyes now, aren't we? Gonna take a bit of thinned out Ruddy Terra. Why? But I think that's gonna look really good in some of the shadows right about here. My understanding of hair is you need lots of color, lots of texture. We're just gonna work that texture in bit by bit by bit. Give that a moment to dry. Oh my goodness, I'm getting overwhelmed right now. Okay, what do I do? Okay, I can come in one last time on the side of her face. Get where the head is split open. Awesome. And then we're going to have to come in with a little bit of the thinned out red here. Get where there's going to be some blood in the hair. Obviously, anything around the neck. Especially if it's blonde, you're going to need to bring some reds in. Touch. Not sure if anybody's ever seen what how hair mats when it gets all bloody, but we're going to work that up over a few layers. Give that a moment to dry. Again, just folding a little bit more yellow in. Very, very fine movement. More of the texture in there. Oh, yeah. That's not bad. None these tools are artifacts. I'm going to come in with a little bit of my brightest color now. And again, I'm sorry about being very quiet right now. This is just very delicate work that I kind of have to focus in pretty hard at. More yellow. Yeah, welcome in, Kruger. I appreciate you popping in and appreciate you having nice things to say about the art style. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, or if you have any, if you need any advice, feel free to ask. This is always an educational stream. So if you want me to demo what I'm doing or just explain something, just ask. We'll gladly take you through it.
I think that is now reading correctly. How's that hair look now? Looks a lot less like a blow-up doll. That's for sure, at least. I'm going to use a touch of Flash Terror Red because it's thin, and I'm going to come in and reinforce at the lips. Hi, baby. Are you coming out to say hello? Hey, guys. Guess who wants to come say hi to the camera? There we go. Reinforce the lips with a little more red. And then we're going to go put some kibble down for my baby. But he also wants to come say hello, I think. Is that why you're over here, Sagard? You want to come say hi to camera? Come if you want. Hi, handsome. Yeah? Yeah, you want to snuggle with Dad? Grab you some kibble. Oh, have you not got to meet him before, Smalls? He comes out all the time. We even have an emote of him. In fact, he comes out so much we have not one. Got 2 emotes of him. Yeah, that's my wobbly cat. He's super disabled. Like needs full-time care. It's a lot, but he's great and I love him. Yep, he's the mascot. He's the mascot of the stream. Oh, my headphones are picking up on my microphone. Fix that. Very thin now. Final highlights on the face.
Not feeling blood for blood right now. I can do Guar, though. Fun fact, this is a song about getting really sick of your bandmates after being on tour too long. I think Smalls being the only person who's actually been on tour as a musician is the only one who's going to understand that feeling of just, like, not being able to stand them after, you know? Except he's a delightful person. He's not all hateful like I am. I love both my cats, but one of them is a fatty. Got the face looking pretty gaunt there. Actually going to come in. Okay. I think I'm going to take a little bit of my magenta here. Nah. Look more sunken. Do that by working in elements of a little bit of blue as well. I might come in as well with a touch of I think I might use Pterodon Turquoise. It's so thinned out, I don't even think it counts as Pterodon Turquoise anymore, but that's what the label on the paint is. Working some more blues into the skin too, just really trying to capture that dead flesh. I'm going to hit it with a couple scritchy scratch highlights and maybe a glaze.
It should be good after that.
Second. Who's calling? Bear with me 1 second. Well, that was a bot. That dries. I'm just going to add 1 glaze over the whole face. Wanna riot? Give that a moment to dry. And same thing. Just keep working little glaze peaks. Okay. I'm actually good with that now. I just need to hit it with a final highlight, and I think that'll blend out. And if it doesn't blend out, I can fix it. But I do need to fix the eye sockets again. Oh gosh. Thanks doing the burble burble. There we go. Go, got the little meat hook painted now. Realized a little bit of hair here. There we go. Bringing a party. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Uh-oh. There's a party about to show up? All right. All right, let's get the entertaining face on. We got the face.
Shorzy, you ready?
Give your
Yes.
balls a tug, tit fucker.
You're going.
Yeah.
Frankie, you ready? You're going.
Going.
Judy, you ready?
Let's fucking go, Sanger.
Good, because you're going. Hitch, you ready?
All hands,
Good,
boys!
because you're going. Dolo, run him up and fill him in.
Informal
Good,
Sanger.
because you're fucking going. The best goalie in the no-show, Michaels, you ready?
You damn right, Sanger.
Good, because you're fucking going. Pack mentality, boys.
Thank you, Kaz. I'm doing great. I am, like, just at the finishing point on this bust. Getting the final elements. Oh, welcome in, easy peasy. Getting the final elements of the zombie troll done. Finish the skin. Got the bones done. The mouth got finished a while ago. Disgustingly beautiful bust. Thank you. What I'm going for. It's the art direction from it. Again, it's silly, but it comes from the original color palette comes from an episode of Primal, Genndy Tartakovsky's Primal, called Plague of Madness, where a dinosaur gets infected with zombie disease. I don't know, and it's great. It's great. It's one of my favorite episodes because it's like it's just high level intensity, but really, really good art direction. And it's one of the times where you can see specifically the use of color in storytelling and how specific colors will be used to signify certain things within the environment. So if you're seeing a lot of green, you know that there's a lot of sickness here, and it's really cool. But yeah, trying to stick with the key colors. Thank you. It's from one of my favorite cartoons. The same guy who did Samurai Jack, and yeah, Genndy Tartakovsky is one of my favorites. He's actually I've said a couple times he's doing an upcoming Conan the Barbarian cartoon, which I'm really excited for. But going back a second, Kaz, what were you working on? Do you got any links? And do you got anything you want to show off? Love to see some pictures of what you're working on. You have anything coming up? Pretty sure you have a charity stream coming up in the next couple, or I think, is that this coming weekend? So if you want to plug the charity stream, drop the dates on that or anything, you know. Nothing too special, but the platypus and the octopus done. Ooh, the platypus is awesome. I saw that one on Instagram, and it's looking excellent. I'm just kind of killing time right now, so I'm coming in and doing tiny, tiny, tiny dot highlights in my shadowy area. Just around the face and key areas on the folds that might help steer the vision a little better. Just having that, see that, how that, those tiny few dots keeps it reading as darker, but gets that bit around the eye to focus in a bit more. Ooh, pull that up just 1 second. What I'm gonna do as well is come in and do a couple dots on the lower eyelid. There shouldn't be any straight lines, and we need to break those up. And then I'm wondering, 1 second. Go really thin here. 1 second. I want to, right before we do the, pull that up, Kaz, I want to try something here. Who wants to watch me ruin the eyes? Actually, never mind. I might have just fixed them. Oh well. That happens sometimes. So if anybody has not seen... I thought I liked that when I saw it last time. I did not. Let's fix that. If anybody hasn't seen the platypus, I really like the way you did your cast on that, by the way. I really like the casting of the, like how you did the water pour. And the texturing on the wood. I mean, you're a phenomenal painter. I love your style, and yeah, just it looks awesome. Yeah, this is really good. Such subtle wood graining too. This Saturday, raising money for a Danish organization that helps kids not doing well at home. Ooh, okay. This Saturday coming up. Excellent. I am not going to be live on Saturday, so I want to encourage everybody to fill your schedule with Kaz's charity stream. Yeah, Kaz, that turned out phenomenal. I've done multiple resin pours, and none of them have turned out that well. So, you know, just gonna say that. Yes, you can. You posted a side view on that. Okay. We're getting ready now to do this face. We're looking good. Yeah, welcome in, Raiders, from Kaz's stream. If anybody does not know me, I'm Studio Boneless. I paint toys. I am based out of Western Canada. Currently working on my bust entry for SMC. So if you're going to be at SMC this year, I look forward to interacting with you. Look for the large, loudmouth Canadian. Although upon a sea of Dutchmen, I will just actually be average height. If you're going to be at Scale Model Convention this year, you will have a chance to meet me there. I'll be handing out stickers and candy. You just got to come talk to this. You just got to go interact with a stranger, and he's going to give you free candy. How large are we talking? I'm 190 centimeters and 140. I'm about 192 centimeters. So depends on the day. On a good morning, about 192. On a bad day, about 188. So, and I'm like under 100 kilos, which is why I just said I was like, look for the large loudmouth Canadian man. Except again, I guess in a Upazer? Ebbles? I do not know what that means. Also, welcome in on the YouTube front. Be fairly normal, yeah. Just a very just to look for the average height Canadian amongst the sea of just giant Dutchmen. Oh yeah, Kaz, are you also going to be in Pascal's course? Because if so, we got to get the shirts made. Good news though. I'm not sure if I told you guys this. If I ever decide to do a t-shirt run, which I would like to do at some point, I actually do have an artist. I don't know what you pacer means. No, yes, question mark. That's not a fucking question. Jesus Christ. No, fuck off. That's just there's a lot of people. Yeah. You can be in that without the course. This is true. It is true. Pascal's the man. For me, it was one of those ones. In fact, Pascal allowed me to kidnap him last year. I'm looking forward to it this year. We're gonna be out for a week, right? So yeah, I think I've got the severed head here looking good. Okay. Okay. No worries. Have an amazing night, Kaz. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it so, so much. I hope you have yourself a great night. I think we got the head, didn't we? See a little area of ropes that I missed over here? Because this is the display piece, I can't forget things. So let's just quickly grab those. And go in, fix that little bit of rope in here that we missed. This model is so close. I'm gonna have to get it. Okay, shit. Now I have to figure out getting them mounted because I have two busts that are technically finished now, I guess. And I have two plinths, but I don't have either of them mounted in their plinths because I don't have a way to drill into the plinths, and I'm scared of fucking my stuff up. So I'm probably gonna see if I can get one of my friends to help me out with it. Probably gonna message Ian about that. I see something else I want to do over here really quickly. Gonna fuzz the skull in correctly in all of the locations that it needs to be done. I've been kissed by a rose, and if I should fall when it's all gone away. Okay. Oh my god, I love this so much. Now that your rose is in bloom, the light hits the gloom on the gray. Still don't know why he sings that entire music video in front of the bat signal. Ow, ow. And there we go. Rope fixed in. Fuck. From the movie soundtrack. I know it is. I know it's from the movie soundtrack. I do know that it was used in some of the advertisements as well. But it does not change the fact that it was a. I'm just gonna say it was a weird choice for a Batman movie. I mean, I know the '90s were a weird experimental time. Here we go. Hey, what am I gonna do on this now? Grab the plinth. Maybe I could break another drill. Who wants to watch me break another drill? Do I even have another drill I can break? I think he's almost ready to mount. Especially once he's mounted, he looks like, yeah. A nice little overhang, nice heavy. Yeah. That's wow. I didn't think that was happening today. I'm still gonna touch with the eyes a little bit and see. We'll poke around on it for like during our lesson later, but I'm gonna put him off to the side for a little bit, I think. And yeah, we'll come back and I'll poke at him with a bit of instruction and we'll do some refining on him. But I think we're pretty much gonna call that. Let's move him off to the side. What am I gonna do now? Oh god. My hands. So sweaty. Like, honestly, it's like I'm so confused. I got one of my entries done. I just do. It has been such a fear of mine that I wasn't gonna get anything ready in time for SMC, and that I was gonna be the laughing stock of the entire convention as the guy who showed up without a completed piece. There goes that idiot, Studio Boneless again. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Not killing shit. Studio Bonehead. Now Bonehead has two. I don't like the connotation that comes with Bonehead, unfortunately. What should I do? I've got a. You know what? Let's celebrate with some skull boobies. Oh, this one already has skull boobies. We'll do a different one. My hands are feeling pretty steady. So we're gonna come in and we're gonna work on our why not? Give the Ashers some love.
There we go. That's a good start. Now let's start by
doing this the easy way. I need to go.
Here we go. There's one. And rinse the brush out a little bit. And then come back in afterwards. We'll just refine.
I'm going to start by getting the other one poked in first.
Well, those look terrible, but we can always clean them up. And that's the beauty of this. The best part of paint, right? You do something you don't like, you just touch it up. And there we go. Now it doesn't look bad. Get little skull boobs. I like doing these every now and then. Come in, poke a little skull booby. This gang is just, they kind of sit here, and I periodically will go in and give them their little. And same thing, gonna pop over here. And there we go, couple skull boobs. New Mana Man slowly working on it while playing games. I appreciate that, Mana Man. You are genuinely, like, I'm genuinely thankful that you are here and do this for me. Because, like, you were a very, very good mod.
Appreciate you.
Okay. Here's the second one. I think I can improve that yellow a little bit too. Why not? No, it just feels like it could be yellower. Same thing. We're just gonna breathe a little bit more life. I'm out on my stream, too busy with the sound alerts. He's great here. He gets it's like I barely remember to do my shout. Like I think I'm because I'm really bad for doing shout outs. I gotta set up a shout out bot. But it's also because he knows people who stream that I don't necessarily know, so he can be good for like grabbing some of the ones I miss, which I always feel bad when I miss people. Then we're doing the immediately this energy effect is already cooler than the previous one. Also, I really liked Cypress Hill's like experimental phase. Yeah, that looks way better with the writer effects. Also, was it Friday night where we were just spamming fucking Tangia Dungeon? Didn't understand how the equipping worked, so I just kept doing dungeons naked for like the first hour. Makes me want to get a mini game or something set up on my stream. Genuinely, that made me like I was watching like while we were doing that, I was like, I should get something like that set up because I didn't even realize Pascal was doing a lurk. He didn't even tell us. It gives people somebody exactly.
It's that was, and honestly, Jinx, like that was exactly it. It's just something extra to engage with. We're just gonna get some cool energy effect going through, traveling through the weapon. No, I don't like that one. We're gonna change that slightly. It's a better color for that. That looks way better. How much cooler is that whip than when we just started? And how long did that take us to do? You know, we came in, we dropped some skulls on the boobs. Made the whip look better. She's supposed to be wearing white gloves. She is. Well, come in, I'll touch those up. Well, that's drying. This is such a fun thing to do, is to take a model you've already painted in the past and just like come in and be like, hey, let's throw some more highlights down on it. Hey, let's like, now that I know some new techniques and some new things, like why don't I implement some of those on some older pieces? And it never takes very long to come in. Punch your camera just for the hell of it. I gotta check the time. At 1:15. I gotta shut things down in about 15-20 minutes here because I got my painting lesson at 2 o'clock. So we're gonna have to find a good raid target here. If you're new here, please consider giving us a follow. We're live Thursdays, Fridays, Sundays, and Mondays from 10 a.m. till usually 3 p.m. Pacific time. On Mondays, I finished about 1:30 because I like to be able to have food before I have to go and do my lesson. There we go. How's the blue energy in the whip looking? How much better does that look than when we just picked it up here? Boom. That looks way, way cooler, way more intense.
Just way more like it's a badass whip that I wouldn't want to get hit with.
There we go.
Riding through dust clouds and barren waste.
Okay, let's grab a little bit of the bright yellow green. There's just one very, very quick small area. That's a nice little upgrade on her, eh? I think maybe lastly we'll come in, dop some Pyrol Red in there, and then I think that's going to be my stream today. We're not going to be starting another model or anything else this late in. And that's another one of my Eschers able to go back on the shelf. So that's pretty sweet. Okay. A little bit of the bright Pyrol Red. Brush off. This is going to be really fast and easy to do. We're just coming in to a couple areas. And watch.
And don't highlight the bottom section. That's facing
we're just gonna come in, hit a little bit of red on the knees. There's look at how much better this looks. It's so quick. Just quick 20 minutes, 25 minutes to take something and just make it look bring new life into it. One of the forehead. Could also maybe touch at her skin a tiny bit. We choose. Here we go. Another knee pad. Jukebox lane and got nothing. I've got the jukebox lane. Box lane, I got the jukebox lane. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there. I think that's a nice upgrade. Brings her more in line with some of the other ones that we've done up. That looks way cooler. Awesome. I'm gonna raid out because I need to just sit down, have some food, rest for a few minutes, and then I got a painting lesson at 2 o'clock. So let's go see who we can go and visit. And take a moment and just say thank you, everybody who tuned in. You know, I appreciate all of you. Oh, that's we'll go see Kat. Go see Kat. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. I'll catch you all on the flip side. I'm gonna go take some ibuprofen and have some lunch, and I'll see you all on Thursday. Have a great night.